had actually prepared a really nice message with a lot of data and information. But when you hear to such prolific speakers before you, you tend to get overwhelmed. And I just realized that stories have enticed us for ages. So I decided to tell you a story instead. Hi, my name is Chandrashekar and I am your storyteller. Married men, especially in the Middle East, look forward to that time in their lives they like to be called forced bachelors. A term coined to perfection, it simply means the time that when your wife and children would have gone on vacation and the men are left all alone. Some of them even jokingly call this period as marital parole. During my marital parole days last month, I watched movies all day, lived on my sofa, called friends over for dinner, and chatted the night out. In short, anything and everything my wife and children won't allow me to do normally. However, I actually planned what all I would do during my parole days. What I didn't plan is what I might have to do during this period. Cooking, cleaning, washing, dusting, mopping, just a few of them. One morning, I woke up to a terrible stench in the house. With a sinking feeling, I walked towards the sink, and it seemed fine. I then moved to the washroom, expecting the commode to be the culprit. But I was shocked to realize that it was the washing machine. It was a big revelation for me that the longer you keep your clothes inside the washing machine after you wash them, the more terrible the stench will be. The stench emanating from the washing machine diverted my attention elsewhere. And I thought for a while, is it not that our minds too work exactly like the washing machine? Is it not that the thoughts that we accumulate in our minds need to be removed at regular intervals? I have a few questions for you. Give me a yes if you know the answers. How many of you know Marilyn Monroe, the great Hollywood actress? Yes. How many of you know Robbie Williams, the great comedian actor? All of you, yeah. How many of you know Parveen Babi, the yesteryear heartthrob of Bollywood? How many of you know Virupaksha? Nobody? I'm sure nobody knows him because he was my junior in college. After he joined our college and became my roommate, Viru, as we fondly called him, came to me one day and said, Mr. Chandu, I'm so happy to be around you because you look to be smart, intelligent, and handsome. I like that boy because some people even today feel that I am handsome. But smart and intelligent? Only Viru called me. Fresh out of his school, and as he entered our college, Viru was a true representative for the millions of students who came from rural India. From his childhood days, he traveled 5 miles each day to reach school. He braved the sun and the rain just to study. He underwent many hardships and still stood first in his district. He had a huge responsibility to set a benchmark for his next generation. He shouldered the wish of his mother, the dream of his father, and the aspiration of his brother. On the day of the school results, the tears in the eyes of his near and dear ones spoke a lot. A wish was fulfilled. A dream turned into reality, and an aspiration was satisfied. There's one thing common between Marilyn, Robin, Parveen, and Viru. They were all famous in their own walks of life. On one weekend, Viru went to his nearby hometown on a regular visit, and the next day, the devastating news came that Viru is no more, that he had committed suicide. I was stunned. I wished it was a bad dream and that it would get over soon. But it was not to happen. The news was real. Viru was no more. The one question that haunted me over the next few days is why? Why would he do such a thing when everything seemed all right? A few days later, his brother visited us. And as he began gathering Viru's belongings, he told us with tears in his eyes, don't keep anything within you. Speak up before it's too late. We later discovered Viru had an unknown fear. The fear that he may not clear the engineering exams. A fear that engulfed him and forced him to take that extreme step. Maybe what you all felt earlier was right. Maybe I was not smart and intelligent. Because if I was smart and intelligent, then I would have gauged Viru's mind. I would have helped him. But how could I? How could I ever know that something was amiss? That Viru never even brought out a bit of the storm that was brewing in his mind. There is another thing common between Marilyn, Robin, Parveen, and Viru. That in the midst of the entire crowd surrounding them, they were still alone. That they did not seek or did not have anyone close enough to their heart to speak out. A simple study reveals that a staggering 6.7% of people over the age of 18 are suffering from mild to acute depression, which forms the main reason for 2/3 of the people who resort to suicide. And these are figures from the United States of America alone. Take, for instance, Chris Cornell, the lead singer of Soundgarden, Kurt Cobain, the lead singer of Nirvana, Kate Spade, the celebrity designer, Anthony Bourdain, the celebrity chef, Avicii, the famous DJ. The list just goes on and on and on about people who decided to call it quits quite early in their life. Why? Take, for instance, this 19-year-old girl recently in Mumbai, India, decided to end her life just because she experienced hair fall. And she felt it's detrimental to her beauty. I wondered, why would they not talk about their feelings to anyone else? And this takes a slight diversion from my message to you as I attract your attention to the word trust. Maybe these people would not trust anyone to help them or support them. Motivational speaker Jim Rohn once said, we are the average of 5 people that we spend most of our time with. And there lies the solution. Trust cannot be bought. So simply surround yourself with people who are genuine and trustworthy. Friends, the more we keep the thoughts in our mind without taking them out, the greater is the crater of depression that it creates in our mind. Exactly like the clothes in the washing machine. That reminds me of my main issue. My clothes are still stinking. But I know what to do. I will put in a fragrant liquid, comfy or a Downy, rinse the clothes again. And now I know that the clothes will in fact be fragrant instead of stinking. Let me ask you, do you have that certain someone in your life who can be that fragrant liquid? Someone who can rinse, refresh, and provide fresh fragrance to the thoughts that you have accumulated knowingly or unknowingly. If your answer is no, then I urge you to find that someone. It could be anyone you trust. But if your answer is yes, then I urge you to reciprocate by being that fragrant liquid to some Viru you know is in need of you. Friends, it's okay. It's okay if you lose a game or a contest. It's okay if you had a failed relationship. It's okay if you have suffered loss in business. It's okay if you have lost your job. It's okay if your wife has your credit card without the password. It's okay if you had to let go of your passion in some point of time in your life. But it's not okay. It's not okay not to talk about it. It's not okay not to reach out to people you trust. As Aditya mentioned, in a given situation, if you're not able to come out of your box and witness yourself, get someone to witness you. Speak out. I have a very humble request. Let the thoughts that you've accumulated in your mind not jeopardize your life. Find that trusted someone who can be a fragrant liquid. Let the dreadful thoughts drain down and leave you fragrant. Let's talk. This reminds me of a very beautiful song by Salil Kulkarni, written by Sandeep Khare, both hailing from Maharashtra in India. And I want to expose you to the treachery of listening me singing, but I'll still do it. And the song goes, Zara चुकीचे, zara barobar, जरा चुकीचे जरा बरोबर बोलू काही चला दोस्त हो आयुष्यावर बोलू काही. This song, when translated into English, simply means, be it a bit right, let's talk. Be it a bit wrong, let's talk. Among friends, let's talk about life. Let's talk. Thank you.
Thank you so much.